Hello everyone. So the number one question I get all over my social media is where I am from. You've seen me travel different places and speak different languages, and it's a little bit confusing because it's not super straightforward either. Today I am going to unveil the mystery. This video is where am I really from? The reason I'm making this video is because I have a mixed background and it's not very easy to just say in one word where I come from, but because I get the question a lot, I thought if I make this video, I can just send it as a link whenever somebody asks me that. I think the first thing you should do is pause the video before we go any further and try to guess what my ethnicity is or what combination I have. I don't want my current look to fool you. My hair is not naturally blonde and my skin is not always this white. It's currently March in England, so I haven't seen the sun since August. My siblings are a little bit lighter than me, but this is because my dad has darker hair, darker skin, darker eyes, and my mom has blue eyes, blonde hair, lighter skin, so I guess I just got a little bit more on my dad's side. I know my family history quite well, so I have a pretty good idea of where I come from or what my ethnicity is. Let's go to the map. I was born here in Spain. That's where I come from. So one of my grandparents was born here in Sweden, in the south of Sweden. The other one was born here between Finland and Russia. When she was born, it was still Finland, then it became Russia, but she's Finnish. My other grandmother on my paternal side was born in Spain as well, just like me. But her parents were actually one of them from Spain and one of them from Germany. My dad's dad, so my paternal grandfather, is from here, northern parts of Pakistan and Punjab. A few weeks earlier. Fill the tube with saliva. So I meant to spit all the way until the line, producing some saliva. Like a normal Tuesday. Now I just have to wait for it to get analyzed and I'll get my results online. Hey guys, so it's a few weeks later and I've gotten a notification on my phone that my AncestryDNA tests are ready. Just to clarify, this is not sponsored or anything. I got this from my siblings as a birthday gift. No, I'm gonna do a screenshot. www. Okay, retrieving data. I can see it now. This can't be true. Guess what my most abundant genetics are.
I'm guessing it's not one of the European
ones. No, not one of the European ones, no. 33% Southern Asia. Where does the 33% come from? I only have one grandparent.
Your dad's half.
Yeah, that's right. 25%.
But then when he reproduces with your mum, you can get more than half of his half. Because if his genes are like each one splits into two, then of the 23, each time you choose one, you're choosing either from the Asian half.
Oh, I could get 50. I could get as much as 50% Asian actually.
Yeah, from him. So you got more than 50% of the Asian.
So my siblings wouldn't get the same results?
No, like they'd get different results.
All this time I thought they had given me this gift because they would get the exact same results and it was basically a gift to themselves.
This is a test on your genes.
Yeah.
Which are the ones you got.
But I cannot possibly be more than 25% Southern Asian. I thought the maximum I could get was 25% because I only have one grandparent from Southern Asia. Does this explain why I am so dark?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay, guess what comes second after Southern Asia?
One of the Finnish or Swedish.
Yeah, Finnish. Finland, Russia, Northwestern. Guess what is the third location? England, Wales, and Northwestern Europe. England and Wales. I don't know anyone in my family that came from England. Romans, Anglo-Saxon, Vikings. Okay, Viking maybe. Right. You think maybe that's Viking?
So if your grandmother has the Finnish-Russian side, then your grandfather has probably got the British
yeah, that makes
side.
sense. That makes sense. It's just a bit unexpected that it's so much of it. 19%.
We Brits get around.
The next one, which is quite surprising, Eastern Europe and Russia. So I have like some Slavic maybe. So I've got Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Austria, Russia. I would guess that comes from my grandmother who's from Germany.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's really her turn to be contributing something.
Yeah. 6% Sweden, primarily located in Sweden. Germanic Europe.
Yeah, don't tell the Swedish Democrats these results. You'll be straight out of there.
Oh well, now maybe I can stay in Britain after Brexit. Maybe they won't throw me out because I'm 90%, I'm 19% British, guys. Okay, 2% Germanic Europe, so that makes sense, but I thought it would be much more than that. 2% Spain. It's surprising that I only have 2% of that. I don't know how much I believe this because I should have at least 12.5.
So say your grandmother is half Spanish.
Yeah.
Right, but you can get less than a quarter of her genetics.
So weird.
Like, the fact you've got more from the Asian side means you have to necessarily get less from your grandma's side.
I understand that. Okay, then I have some Western and Central India, so Gujarat. And then I have 1% Italy. Italy, San Marino, Vatican, Malta. I guess it's dinner time. So 33% Asian. Chicken tikka masala into the microwave.
Yep, famous Indian invention.
So I'm really embracing my ethnicity now. Okay, so that was quite surprising, and I didn't expect England, Wales, and Northwestern Europe. And I expected a little bit of Northern Africa, but I didn't get that. I don't know how far back this test goes. But anyway, I've gotten a few questions about my ethnicity or where I come from, and a very common question is, after I tell them, maybe I go into the details, they always ask, what do you feel? Like, how do you feel most? And the truth is, when I was a kid, I always said I'm half Spanish and half Swedish. And that's how I felt because I'm born in Spain and I grew up in Spain and Sweden. My mom, in my eyes, my mom is Swedish and my dad is Spanish because those are the languages that they speak to us. Culturally, I am mostly Spanish and Swedish. That's how I've grown up. So that's the answer to that question. Another question I get is what my languages are. I always make the YouTube videos in English just because that's how most people can understand. But my native languages are Spanish, Swedish, and then I learned English a little bit later. I actually heard it quite a lot when I grew up, but I didn't really speak it until I was a little bit older. Fun fact, my parents still speak English with each other because when they met, my mom didn't know Spanish and my dad didn't know Swedish, so they communicated in English and then that kind of stuck. So I have heard it, but I didn't learn it until a little bit later. I speak French just from learning it in school. And then I don't speak any other language fluently, but I can just sort of recognize a few words here or there, say a few like easy sentences. I can read Urdu just from teaching myself, and I can understand a few words, and the same thing with Hebrew. So yeah, my three good languages are Spanish, Swedish, and English. I think French is a pretty good language as well, but I'm not 100% confident in it just because it's just from what I learned in school, and even though I can speak it, I would say fluently, I don't get so much practice. I don't get so much practice in it. So yeah, those are the two most common questions I get. If you have any more questions, do feel free to leave them in the comments and I will answer as many as I can. And do let me know where you come from, actually, where you live, and also what your ethnicity is. Short answer is I come from Spain and from Sweden, but I have a big mix in my family. So that's really all you need to know.
2 hours later.
I've been thinking a lot about my DNA test, and I realized it was a bit... I just wasn't thinking about how it really worked, and I was just focused on what I knew about my family, and that's just what I was expecting. So to help you and to help me, I'm going to explain how this works, right? Each person has 46 chromosomes. So out of the 46 chromosomes, you give 23 chromosomes to your child. Each parent does. So the child will have 46 chromosomes as well. So the child will always have a 50-50 genetic from the mother and the father. And this is what I was translating into the grandparents as well, but that's not true. This is meant to be 23 pairs, but I've only put 5 pairs. It doesn't matter. So this represents my grandmother. the brown ones represent my grandfather. He is, let's assume he is 100% South Asian. So this is going to be my grandmother. So these are all going to be the genes from Finland and Russia. I've decided not to try to disentangle them because it just makes the whole thing a little bit more complicated, and I don't know if she's like a quarter Russian or half Russian, or because she's from the border, it doesn't really matter. And these are my grandfather's genes. So he is from Sweden. So these are Swedish, Finno-Russian, South Asian, and European, so Spanish and German. Okay, are you with me so far? Is that correct so far?
Yes, me.
Okay, my dad has to get 50% of each parent. He's going to get one gene from his mom and one gene from his dad. And then he's going to get one gene from his mom and one gene from his dad. And the same thing is going to happen with my mom. So these are my parents. Okay, now it's time to create me, which is the best day ever. And we're gonna start with taking a random gene from my dad's side. So let's take this one. And then we're gonna take a random gene from my mom's side. Here we have now my makeup. In reality, obviously, I have 46 chromosomes as well. So if we now divide this into my ethnicities, I've got Spanish here, German here, Asian here, Finland, Russia, and Sweden. Even though I do have 50-50 from my parents, I don't necessarily have 25-25-25-25 from my grandparents, and this is what I was like confused about. In my case, for example, clearly I have quite a big part of my grandfather's, the brown, these ones. I got quite a big part of that, and probably I think that's why I have turned out darker. So I'm much more like on my grandfather's side in colors, while my sister and my brother are more on my mom's, a little bit paler, a little bit, como se dice, pelo más rubio, blonde, like blonder hair, or lighter hair, lighter eyes. So that probably means they might have gotten more Swedish, more German. Out of my dad's genes, they probably got fewer Asian genes and more European genes. So this was all just an excuse for a snack.
Okay. Bye bye. Say bye to all your loyal fans.
Bye.